Hello students, myself V.T.BIOLOGY, PGT Biology from PG Senior Secondary School. I am here with my next topic for class 9th, that is meristematic tissues, and after that about permanent tissues. In case of meristematic tissue, we discuss about their types and characteristic features, and after that characteristic features of permanent tissues and the types. In case of meristematic tissues, actual cell division occur. Actual cell division occurs means due to cell division, cell form cell group and that cell group form tissue. So in case of meristematic tissue, actual cell division occur, while in case of permanent tissue, cell division not occur. Due to cell division, one cell divides into two daughter cell, again two daughter cell into 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64. So that's why there are the formation of cell group, and cell group form tissue, and meristematic tissue is responsible for the growth of plants because all the meristematic tissues are present on the growing region in plants, and the meristematic tissues increase the length as well as the girth or thickness of the plants. In case of meristematic tissue, it is the dividing tissue. Meristematic tissue is the dividing tissue present in the growing region of the plants. Growing regions are present in shoot apex, and in root apex, So the meristematic tissues present in the growing region of the plant, especially in case of shoot apex and in case of root apex, and helps in the growth of plant, increase the length as well as thickness. In case of characteristics, so there are the main characteristic feature of meristematic tissues, that is meristematic tissue have ability to divide continuously, means there are continuously cell division occur in case of meristematic tissue. So they have ability to divide continuously, and due to continuous cell division there are the formation of cell group and after that tissue, and that's why the plant body increase their length as well as their girth. Cells may be oval, rounded, elongated. It's mean that variation occur in the shape of cells, means some cells are in oval shape structure, some cells are in rounded structure, means some are in oval shape, some are in rounded shape, and some are in elongated shape. So there are different type of cells in case of meristematic tissue. Cells of meristematic tissue are similar in structure, means there are no any variation in the structure of the cells, means all the cells are similar but their shapes are different, some are in oval, rounded or elongated. Now about types of meristematic tissue. Now about types of meristematic tissues. There are three types of meristematic tissues, that is the apical meristem, second is intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. So all these meristematic tissues are present on growing regions in case of plant. So with the help of diagram we can explain about the main regions of meristematic tissues, that is so this is the structure of shoot apex, and after shoot apex downside root apex. This is the growing point. This is the growing point in case of shoot apex, and here growing point of root apex. In the growing point of the shoot apex or root apex, apical meristem is present. Apical meristem is present, and apical meristem increase the length of shoot apex as well as the length of root apex. So on growing point, apical meristem present, and due to cell division, because apical meristem, in case of apical meristem cell division occur, so due to cell division plant body increase their length in case of shoot apex and in case of root apex. In case of basal part of the leaves and internode, intercalary meristem is present. Intercalary meristem is present. So it helps in the growth of leaves as well as internode. So commonly the intercalary meristem present on the basal part of the leaves, basal part of the branches and internode, and helps in the growth of leaves and internode. After that, in case of basal part of the shoot and basal part of the root, lateral meristem is present. Lateral meristem is present. Lateral meristem increase the girth. Increase the girth or width of the plant. Means it increase the thickness in case of shoot apex and in case of root apex. So these are the main three growing point in case of plant where apical meristems are present. Apical where all the meristematic tissues are present, that is the apical meristem on the upper tip of shoot and root apex. After that, in case of basal part of leaves, internode, intercalary meristem is present, and in the basal part of the shoot and root apex, lateral meristem is present, and in all these meristematic tissues cell division occur, and due to the cell division they helps in the case of length of the plant body and in case of thickness of the plant body. So plant body increase their length and thickness only due to the presence of meristematic tissues. So these are the main reasons. Now about permanent tissues. Permanent tissues have lost the capacity of division. Means in case of permanent tissue, cell division not occur, and due to the absence of cell division it is called permanent tissue, because in case of meristematic tissue cell division occur, and in case of permanent tissue they have lost the capacity of division. Permanent tissue originate from meristematic tissue on differentiation. The permanent tissue originate from meristematic tissue on differentiation, and they exhibit permanent shape, size and function. So they exhibit permanent in case of shape, size and function. They exhibit means no any variation in case of, means they never change their shapes, size and functions. And in case of permanent tissue, intercellular spaces may be present or reduced. In case of intercellular spaces means if many cells are present, so the gapping between cells are called intercellular spaces. So if the cells are loosely packed, so intercellular spaces are present, and if the cells are tightly packed without any gapping, so it's mean that no any intercellular spaces are present. Now about types. So in case of types of permanent tissues, there are two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So there are two types of permanent tissue, simple and complex In case of simple, commonly parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. These are the main types of simple permanent tissue. While in case of complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem, both are the types of complex permanent tissue. Now about simple permanent tissue. Now about parenchyma. So parenchyma is the most common tissue, means which is morphologically and physiologically unspecialized. So it is a type of simple permanent tissue because all the cells are similar in case of simple permanent tissue. So parenchyma is a type of simple permanent tissue and most common tissue. It is the most common tissue and which is morphologically, means on the basis of external structure and on the basis of all activities, means physiologically unspecialized. The parenchyma form framework of all plant organs and tissue, means it forms the framework of all plant organs and tissue, means it provide the mechanical support, as like means in case of human body, framework formed by skeletal system. In case of cell, endoplasmic reticulum form framework, same as in case of plant. Parenchyma form framework of all plant organs and tissue. Cells are usually loosely packed. Cells are loosely packed means in case of parenchyma, the cells are loosely packed like this, means there are a large gapping present in between cells and these gappings are called intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces and intercellular spaces filled with food and water. So the gapping between cells are called intercellular spaces, and if the cells are tightly packed, so there are no any intercellular spaces are present, and in intercellular spaces especially food and water is filled, means it is filled with food and water. Parenchyma provides support to herbaceous plants. In case of herbaceous plants, parenchyma provide supports. Now about collenchyma. So collenchyma is a type of simple permanent tissue. Their cells are in elongated cell. So it is composed of more or less elongated cell. Collenchyma composed of more or less elongated cells, and collenchyma provides flexibility in plants. Means in case of plant, flexibility or elasticity occur only due to the presence of collenchyma. Cells of collenchyma are larger with very little intercellular space. Means in case of collenchyma, intercellular spaces are present but there are little gapping in between the cells. So cells of collenchyma are larger with very little intercellular spaces. Cells of this tissue are elongated and irregular thickened. So in case of plant, flexibility is provided by collenchyma, means it provides flexibility or elasticity to the plants, so plant body can move due to the flexibility or elasticity which is provided by collenchyma. Now about sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is the third simple permanent tissue, because first is parenchyma, second is collenchyma, third is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is especially responsible for the hardness of the plant, means it provides strength of the plant body, means due to the presence of sclerenchyma, the plant body are very hard and stiff. So sclerenchyma is a type of simple permanent tissue and dead mechanical tissue. Why it is called dead mechanical tissue? Because in case of sclerenchyma, no any living fluid like protoplasm is present. So in sclerenchyma, living fluid like protoplasm absent, so it is called dead mechanical tissue. It makes plant hard and stiff. Due to the presence of sclerenchyma, plants are hard and stiff. Cells are long, narrow with wall thickening, means the wall of cells are very thick. So due to the thick wall in case of sclerenchyma, there are no any intercellular spaces are present in case of sclerenchyma. So in case of sclerenchyma, intercellular spaces are absent and it is present in the tissue like a stem around vascular bundle, in the veins of leaves and in the hard covering. One question is always asked on the basis of sclerenchyma: the husk of coconut. The husk of coconut is made up of, so their answer is sclerenchyma. So the husk of coconut is made up of sclerenchyma. Now about complex permanent tissue. In case of complex permanent tissue, it is made up of more than one type of cell, means all the cells are not similar in structure. And in case of complex permanent tissue, there are two types, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem both are the type of complex permanent tissue. Both are also called vascular tissue or conducting tissue. Both are also called vascular tissue or conducting tissue, because both are involved in the conduction of water and food material inside the plant. Xylem conduct water and phloem conduct food material. In case of xylem, there are four main parts are present. In case of xylem, xylem trachea, xylem vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber are present. So xylem is responsible for conduction of water from root to leaf, from root to the leaves, only in upward direction, only in upward direction. So xylem helps in the conduction of water from root to the leaves. And in case of xylem, there are the main parts, that is the trachea, vessel, parenchyma, fiber, which helps in the conduction of water, and through the help of these all parts, xylem conduct water only in upward direction, means only from root to leaves. In case of phloem, phloem is responsible for conduction of food from leaves to the other body parts of plants, other parts of plants. So it conduct water from leaves to the other part, and phloem conduct food material in both direction, in both direction, that is the upward direction or downward direction. In case of phloem, the main parts are companion cell, sieve tube, means sieve tube. After that, phloem, parenchyma are present. So sieve element means sieve tube or sieve plate, companion cells and parenchyma. These are the main parts of phloem, and phloem conduct food material from leaves to the other parts of the plants. So both are called conducting tissue because both are involved in the conduction of water as well as in the conduction of food material. Now in next video about animal tissue.